Hey guys, and welcome back. Thought today I would do a garage update, or maybe a project update, I guess I should say. It's been a little while and I've been off the beaten track working on random stuff, and wanted to show you guys what I've been doing. Mustang is finally back as my main priority project again. The whole summer I've been working on, these are my buddy Ron owns both of these cars right here, and I've been working on this Lincoln all summer. My last video I put out was actually doing frame rails in this car. I had the motor out of it. I replaced both the front frame rails. This has the same platform as the Mustang, the Fox chassis. So that's a whole nother video, but I've been working on that car since January and it's finally done. So ironically, his Monte Carlo, which was his daily driver, got into a pretty good fender bender the other day. It's pretty mashed up, so undecided on what we're going to do with this, but it's probably not going to get fixed. It's pretty mangled in the front, and the rest of the car's got some issues too. But anyways, that's not what today's about. I want to talk about the Mustang a little bit finally. This car does run and drive now. If you look back at my previous videos, there's a lot of stuff that this car didn't have when I first bought it. One of the things being a motor. So rebuilt the Explorer motor, put that in there, that's running and driving. I jammed the bay. This is a BMW Fire Orange. It's the color the whole car is going to be. It's a really cool color, but it's hard to capture it on camera. It makes it look yellow almost, but it came out good. I still got a jam under the hood, but the plan now is to kind of mess around with this thing and start getting the bodywork straight on it. It's a wicked solid car, but it needs got some waves and dents, and the quarter I had to fix that was rotted out a little right there, so I patched that in. And just recently I jammed the hatch out on it, so I'm jamming the whole car, and then I'm gonna use a 3M foam tape and then paint the car that way, taping off all the jams and try to keep as little overspray into the jams as possible. So that's that. Been working on that. I'm gonna do some more on that coming up Thanksgiving here. I'm gonna get the car prepped for paint some more. Don't know if it's gonna get painted this year or not because I'm running out of time. So I'm probably gonna be painting it in my garage and it's not heated yet, so we'll see what happens with that. But new project. Still got the old diesel back there. That thing is a tank. Never let me down. But I picked this truck up recently. It's a 99 Silverado 1500. Already put a HD hood on it. But I got this truck for $600. It was on my way to work. I drove by it every day and saw it out front. It said for parts, needs a frame. Up here in New England, these trucks, especially the 99s in particular, the frames rot really bad on them. So it needs rockers, which is the least of my concern, but look at the frame on that thing. I can salvage a lot of frame stuff. I did a lot of frame repair on the diesel over there when I bought it in the back and stuff, but this truck, the frame is really beyond repair. It's Swiss cheese everywhere. So, picked up this frame. This is a 2005 Silverado regular cab short bed frame. Picked it up not far from me out near Boston, and I got this frame for $400, I think. Didn't really know what I was buying when I bought it. I knew it was a pretty clean, solid frame when I actually showed up there. Realized that it was notched already. Got a McCoffey's frame notch in the back already. And then it's got actually McCoffey front drop spindles on it too. So it's got a 2-inch drop spindle in the front. You can actually see, once I started scraping it down, I saw the name on there. Those are like $200 spindles alone. I paid $400 for the frame. So that's cool. I should have videoed that. I can throw a picture in here, but when I bought this frame, it didn't look like this. I had it sandblasted down at a local shop down the street. They sandblasted the whole frame, then I used a tractor primer and painted the whole thing, and it came out pretty good. A little bit of fab work I still got to do on it. It wasn't perfect. These holes were rotted a little, reamed out, so I got to cut this out and put a plate on there. And then same thing on the other side a little bit. And also this leaf is broken in the front too. It's snapped off right in the bottom right there. So that truck though is a V6, the 4.3. It's got 270,000 miles on it. Runs and drives, but the frame I wouldn't even drive down the street. It's so bad. So I've even been afraid to put it on my lift because I'm afraid of it breaking in half. But I'm going to take this frame, put it under that truck, and then I'm going to take this truck that I bought, the 2002 Yukon XL, 5.3 truck, 167,000 miles or 170,000 miles on it. Runs perfect. Brake lines are blown, didn't have a title, quarters are rotted on it, floors look pretty bad. So I'm taking that drivetrain, it's a 2-wheel drive truck, taking that motor and tranny out, putting it in this frame, taking that body and putting it on this frame with the bed, and that's gonna throw a set of wheels on it. And then I got a driving short bed 5.3 truck. I bought, doing all stainless steel brake lines, fuel lines, and what else am I gonna do? I'm gonna take the tank and the fuel pump out of that truck too and throw it in here. But a little bit of Frankensteining going on here. But I picked that truck up for $500 or $600, but just been parting it out. Sold the grill and the headlights, the hood, the passenger fender, and I still got a couple things left on it, but I want to get it out of here because I don't want to keep a bunch of junk back here. It's already bad enough. So we're gonna take this truck. I'm gonna get it in the garage today, and I'm gonna start pulling the motor out of it, and we're gonna get that motor ready to drop into this frame. The sooner I get that done, then sooner I can get rid of this truck and get it out of here. Pack it with scrap and then get it done. So that's today's objective. I just threw the front wheels back on the thing. They've been off it for a little while. I'm gonna start it up, and I'm gonna pull that in the garage and get it up in the air, and we'll start working on that. This thing has no brakes. There it is. I could have pulled it forward another half an inch. So literally the wiper was dragging against my header up there. You can see that. That's all right, don't care. But I'm glad it went up in the air. So what this means now, first order of business, I guess, is I'm gonna pull the drive shaft on it. Get that out of the way. Get the stuff done underneath here that needs to be done first. I'm gonna throw a stabilizer jack under the front of this thing too, just for some added support, because I like my life. I don't want to die. These things are great. For some extra support. If you look at the load of this truck, you know, most of the weight is in the front end on it. And where I had to pull it a little further to the front of the truck. For the lift, I like to support it where the weight is balanced the most, you know. So, feel a little safer now having that. I gotta get another one of those things. Throw another one to the back of the truck, but it's sitting on the locks anyways in the lift. So, I'm gonna pull the drive shaft out. I could probably start unplugging tranny harness and stuff under here. The goal is to try to get this motor out today. That's the plan anyway, so we'll see what I can get done. I'll take you guys along for the ride. I'm gonna go inside and change real quick first, because I always ruin my nice clothes. All right, so I guess how I'm gonna do this is probably going to start work on ripping everything off underneath. I'm gonna pull off the exhaust first. I'm gonna get the Sawzall and start cutting that all away, because I'm not gonna be using any of that except for the, I'm gonna cut the cats off, we'll scrap those. The rest of the exhaust is just gonna get cut up into pieces and that'll get tossed into the back of the truck. So I'm gonna start working on that, and then I'll probably pull the drive shaft out, and then we'll work on the harness on the tranny and get everything done underneath this truck that I possibly can, and we'll update you guys as we go. All right, I might have cheated a little bit. I get so caught up in what I'm doing sometimes and I forget to film, so. A few hours later, and the motor's out. It was definitely a little more work than I thought it was gonna be, but I took it all out and I don't think I broke anything at all. Nice having this lift slash cherry picker. This is like the third motor I've pulled with the lift. So I had to pull the intake off because I couldn't get to any of the mounting points. I pulled the power steering, the alternator bracket off, and then I pulled the intake off to get to the back two head bolt areas. So got those put on, and then I was able to pull it right out. I did have to pull the front bumper off because I didn't get enough clearance with the way the lift is set up like this with the arms. So I got it out. I'm gonna push the Yukon outside, get it out there. I'm gonna push the frame in here and get this thing bolted right into the frame without even taking it off the lift to sit down or anything. It's gonna go right into its new home. So let's work on that. So now the frame is back in the garage. I got the motor lined up underneath it. Didn't even move the motor, just left it right where it was from when I pulled it out of the Yukon. I'm gonna get this thing set in place here. It's starting to rain outside, so I get this thing set in here. And I'm just gonna wrap it up with a tarp tonight, push it back outside, and continue this another day. At least I get the motor in. That'll be a pretty good accomplishment for today. I can clean up in here because we had a mess. Just an absolute disaster. Doesn't matter how clean I try to be, I still get fluid everywhere. So we're gonna go through and scrub all that up. Okay, I got a slight problem here. Motor is in the truck, frame, that's cool. That's kind of in there. Problem is here, this engine is a 2002 5.3. This frame is a 2005 V6 frame. So the driver's side, I was able to take the mount off of the 2002 Yukon, the frame mount, and bolt it onto this 2005 frame, and it works fine on the driver's side. However, on the passenger side, it does not work. You can see how different this is. This is the V6 frame mount right here and the 02 5.3 engine mount. So what I think I need to do, at least, I know I need to change the frame mount. The frame mount from the Yukon does not fit on here. It doesn't work right at all. It's completely different. The holes for the actual frame don't line up with anything, and then they don't line up with this either. So I at least, at a bare minimum, need a frame mount from a 2005 half-ton V8 Silverado. So I'm gonna have to pick one of those up, sucks. And then quite possibly I might need to change the motor mount too. I'm not sure. I'll probably buy a frame mount first, try that, and if it still doesn't work, then I'll get the motor mount too. For some reason in 2005 they're a little different, I guess. Not sure why, but I can't seem to get a straight answer on it, but that's my guess because it doesn't work. I did have to change the cross member out. The cross member from the V6 does not work, despite of what I saw a few people say that it does. It doesn't, but the Yukon transmission cross member worked perfect, so I just swapped those out real quick and tranny lined right up. The driver's side motor mount is bolted in. This motor mount is sitting in the cross member, so I know those two are good. I just need to figure out this driver's side mount. So we're probably gonna end it at this point. I got a huge mess to clean up here. And I'll pick up a motor mount, and then we'll continue off from here. I do have stainless steel brake lines to this whole truck. I'm replacing all the brake lines with stainless steel. I'm gonna be pulling the brakes off of the Yukon, the rear brakes and the front brakes. Those will all get swapped onto here. And then I think I'm gonna try to use the gas tank from the 99 regular cab truck that the cab's going onto this frame. I'm gonna take the gas tank out of that truck. Hopefully the 99 gas tank will work in the 05 frame. Worst case, I have the other tank out there, but I've left it exposed, so it's probably full of water and shit now. But so that's where we're at for today. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to continue, I'll do a part 2 of this coming up soon. So make sure you subscribe, click the little bell for notifications, and it'll keep you up to date on the next video. And there's a lot to come on this truck. Stay tuned.